What goes on top?
A dildo.
1 inch, right? Why? Well, you want the units to cancel out.
Mother
5 times 2.5.
cheese balls.
Okay. Let's give. So we also learned about density, right? So let's say you have a box that is 300 grams, and it takes up 20 liter of space. What is the density? So, well, I would ask you, well, what is the density in grams per milliliter? Well, if you know, it is 1 liter is 1,000 milliliters.
This
And
isn't
I
going
would
well.
just read that. Units cancel out. 300 divided by 20 divided by 1,000 equals the density. Okay.
That'll work.
So usually, finals, we're not going to give you a lot of calculations. So usually it's like a 1 step or 2 step. Like how many seconds is in an hour?
60.
An hour.
Oh.
360.
Yeah,
60.
360. Okay.
Wow.
It's 3,000.
So that's unit 1. Unit 2 is you just did it. So let's say chromium, 1 mole of chromium is equal to 52 grams. Right? So let's say I have 5 grams of chromium. How many mole is that? Well, you do conversion factor again. What goes on top?
Mole.
1 mole. What goes on bottom?
Come.
52 grams. The grams cancels out, so 5 divided by 52 gives you your mole. Make sense? There's one other thing that we did. 1 mole is equal to how many things? 6 times 10 to the 23. So let's say I have 5 grams of chromium, and I ask you how many chromium atoms do you have? What do you do? What goes on bottom? 52 grams. And in 52 grams, there is 6E23 chromium atoms. Grams cancels out, so it's 5 divided by 62 times 6E23.
Wait, that's not blood proof now.
Any questions?
Wait, let me be.
Okay. I think Mrs. Search needs us to do some kind of like pyramid where you have mole, particles, and then mass. So what you most particles is what? 6. 1 mole is equal to 6
She looked better when she was blonde.
and this would be the molar mass. Something like that. But it's essentially this.
JD's nuts in your mouth.
Any question?
No, I don't know. She looks better without the
Thank you.
okay.
Then unit 4 will be the heating curve. Remember when we melt the water? So solid, liquid, gas, and then the gas laws will be new. So let's just go ahead and touch that a little bit. Let's look at this graph. Okay, what is happening at this horizontal line?
No, cooling. No.
Evaporating.
I was in
So
a
this is
class
temperature?
I found out she was 20 years
Tell me the
old.
word.
This is heat.
What are the words?
But now I can.
Think of, so let's say this is your ice cube. Ice cube.
Melting point.
Melting.
And then evaporating.
Rising and evaporating. Increasing.
This is your water heating up. So increasing temperature, water heating. And this is evaporating.
So why technically was right?
Oh, wait, water
I said
heating.
rising, evaporating.
Yeah, evaporating. Around space.
Whatever the heck you said. Rising,
Okay,
rising, rising.
so during this phase,
Technically, that's not right.
is it a solid, liquid, or a gas during this part while it's melting?
Huh?
Solid,
And
solid and liquid. You guys get it? Because the ice is melting, right? So you have some ice that's melting and the thing is already melted. Okay, and then in this case, it's only solid, okay? And this one, liquid and gas, and here you only have gas. Okay. Let's talk about an atom. So let's say you have 20 protons, 21 neutrons, and 18 electrons. What element is this?
Phos. Oxygen.
So how do you determine the identity of the element? Is it number of neutrons or protons?
Proton.
Protons. So there's 20 protons, so it's calcium. Right? Number of protons gives you the atomic number. Okay, what's the mass of this? 40 what? 41. Why is it 41? Yeah, protons plus neutron is the mass, right? So when you think about why does iron weigh 56? Well, that's how many protons and neutrons do. Okay. What would the charge of this be?
Plus 2. Wait.
Plus 2. There's 2 less electrons, right? Electrons are negatively charged. So it'll be a positive ion. Okay. Any question? Since we still have time, I didn't quite get to this from last block, but we can extra review is also good.
Sorry, Mr. Vo.
So let's say you have a balloon. As you heat up this balloon, what happens to the volume?
It gets bigger.
It's increased. What happens to the pressure?
Goes down. No, increases.
It also increased. Let's say I have a tank. So
A
just
tank?
a tank of gas.
Oh,
As I heat up this tank, what happens to pressure inside
it
the tank?
explodes.
It's increased the pressure, right? So we have a relationship, right? Pressure, as temperature increases, right, your volume and your pressure would increase, right? Now, if you have, let's say, a tire, right, you pump in more gas into it, what happens to the pressure and volume? If you pump more gas into a tire,
It increases.
it increases, right? So this is a relationship. So N number of gas part moles, or it's just a constant T. So you have PV equals nRT.
I kind of missed that.
Good. Now you get to see it again. Okay. So let's say you have a syringe and you go from 5 milliliters and you push it down to 1 milliliter, and the original pressure was 1 atm. What is the new pressure?
0.5 ATM.
Well, you get PV, right? So PV equals PV. 5 times 1. I'll do 1 atm times 5 milliliters is equal to 1 milliliter times.
I've been recording
Mr.
So I can watch it later.
You gotta send me that.
P is
I
equal
can't.
to
It's too long.
5 divided by 1.
File too big.
5 atm.
Messages.
So you increase the pressure by 5
I'll
times
try to share it with you
if
sometime.
you compress your syringe. Any question?
No,
Okay, so the
sir.
units 1 through 9 are all in Google Classroom. So if you throw your package away, you can still look at that, okay? So spend, I think, the next 10 minutes, look through them, and then write anything you want on a sheet of paper, okay? So you can use 2 sheets of paper for your finals. So tomorrow I'll review 3, there's no 4, so 3, 5, 6, 7, 8 with you guys tomorrow. Any questions? Okay.
I do good, girl.
And since there's no school Friday, you can use Friday.